Of these five, I think I most resonate with the apostle. I am entrepreneurial. I love starting businesses, growing businesses. I've done a startup. I've grown a number of businesses. I love that creative entrepreneurial piece. I love building businesses. So I've done that in the commercial world. So I think in this language, that would be an apostle. In the commercial world, we talk about entrepreneurs and people that grow businesses. I found quite helpful the terms hunter and farmer. So hunters go out and find new business, find new clients. Farmers then help develop and grow existing clients. You need both to be entrepreneurial and to grow a business. You need to capture new clients, new sales, but you also need to look after your existing customers. So I think I resonate more with apostle, but just to put that in commercial language, perhaps for people listening to that, I think that's entrepreneurial.
In terms of the fivefold ministry, there's a definite evangelism kind of perspective on me. Like I really always reaching out to the community and stuff like that. But also I know there's a bit of the prophetic on me. Like I will foresee things and speak things. And I think it's only when you start to realize that you're saying things to people and people are saying, oh my God, that's come true. And you're like, oh, okay, this stuff's like really happening. It's interesting really, like the giftings thing, innit? Because I didn't do a traditional like test to say like, this is my gifts and these are my strong points. It's like that feedback process again. It's like people saying, Nathan, you're really an encourager, you know, you're evangelistic. And when my leader kind of called it out of me and says, you're an evangelist, I see that. And I'm like, how do you see that, Bishop? And he says, X, Y, Z. And I was able to identify it because I was like, I just thought that was something natural. Because sometimes the gifting in it, majority of the time, it's a gift, it's free from God. And you're just doing it and you sometimes find it hard to identify it. So that's why I think putting yourself in networks where you can get that feedback and be open to receiving feedback can help you define what that gifting is and what people say. You know what, Nathan, when you do this thing, you do it so well. I'm like, okay.
Strongest in me is teaching. It's funny, when we got baptized, it's the first thing I did and I didn't know anything, which is crazy. But I found myself teaching Sunday school, children's church. I found myself writing programs. I found myself leading women's programs, speaking. I know that teaching is very, very strong. Probably the strongest of my giftings, to be honest. What happens is that, as I said before, people sometimes think you know everything because I like to read, I like to study, I like to learn, and I like to share information. So I think sometimes that can be the negative side of the gifting is sometimes because you know so much about a topic, when really you don't, you just have a passion for learning. But yeah, I think that for me is definitely my strongest gifting and the one that I use practically every day, all day.
That's a really interesting question and it made me think quite a bit. I think I probably would say I'm pastor teacher. I used to be a teacher, so I love to teach and make things clear and explain to other people, but through a real relational approach. Yeah, so I think some of the choices I've made with what I do with my leadership and the way that exhibits itself would lean towards the pastor, leader and teacher role, that leading other people and caring for who they are as individuals and their soul and their character, and then the other part of that, teaching and explaining things so that other people can understand them in a way that brings clarity.